my pretty little pumpkins. Welcome to my October favorites video. It's November when this comes out, so is pretty little pumpkins still an appropriate greeting? I don't know. Pumpkins still exist in November, guys. As per usual, we're just going to dive into my list of random crap that I really like and makes me happy. My first favorite I feel so strongly about that it basically did an Instagram takeover of my stories for like several days in a row. And that is my shopping cart. And I don't know how to show it to you on camera. I mean, it's a shopping cart, but I'm gonna put up some photos. And explain why I like it so much and why I've been ranting about it so much. So obviously everybody doesn't probably need their own shopping cart, but if you live in any metropolitan area where you do, like New York or other places that are metropolitan, and you grocery shop in them and maybe don't have a car, or if you just use a cart for stuff, you like to be in control of your own cart destiny, then have I got the cart for you. I kid you not, every time I use this cart, some random person in the store on the street goes, "Wow, I really like your cart, where did you get that?" And I'm like, I know. It's a great cart. For one thing, this size is really good for me. It's just me and one 5-year-old, so I don't need like a huge cart. If you have a big family, then maybe this isn't the cart for you. But if you don't, it's perfect because it's big enough that I can fit like a week's worth of shit in there, but it's not so big that it's like when I fill it up, it's hard to transport. Speaking of when I fill it up and transporting it, the wheels on it are like magic wheels that you can take upstairs, and I live upstairs, and I have tested this out with like eggs in it and full, and when it's like too heavy to comfortably carry, you can just roll it up the stairs and the wheels just go like ba-boom, 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 and roll right up the stairs. It's amazing. It's a little loud because my stairs are loud, but it's such a lifesaver when I'm like carrying a bunch of stuff, and my 5-year-old is just living his best life, not helping carry very much. It also came with the canvas bag inside it, which has a pocket in the lid, so you can leave the lid like flapped down, and you can put like, when we go to the farmer's market, we always get fresh milk, and we bring cups, and we also get like little pastries and stuff. Nice, because I have like a little pocket right there, and I also keep like our hand sanitizer and anything you'd put in a pocket. You know, the world is your pocket. Or the pocket is your pocket. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. And the best part, you can fold up the metal part and turn it into a dolly, and it came with elastic straps that like clip into it. So I'll put a picture, but I used it. It was like pouring rain a while ago, and I had to drop off a bunch of packages at the post office and also at UPS. And so I had a bunch of packages in the cart part. I'm a poet. I'm gonna write a poem called Cart Part. Why is that so funny? I'm now gonna do a live reading of my poem, Cart Part. This is the part of the cart where I put my art. I think that's pretty smart. The end. By Caitlin Galloway. Anyway, so I had some packages in the cart part. And I closed the lid so that rain didn't get on them too much. Did I mention it was a rainy day? I think I did. Why am I losing it right now? Anyway, I also had some boxes, and so I put that shit on top of the cart part, and I put the straps on it, and it was secured, and it was good to go, and everything didn't get all rainy, and it also has a really smooth glide. And as I was walking, people were like, "Ooh, look at that, look at her cart part." Anyway, so I really like my shopping cart, and that's my first favorite. The next favorite is my shopping bags. Okay, so you got a shopping cart, you gotta have shopping bags, am I right? And when we also go to the farmer's market, which truly the farmer's market is my favorite, So wonderful. The fall's been so nice. It is pouring rain all day today, but otherwise it's like the perfect weather. When we were at the market a couple weeks ago, I was wearing a denim jacket, and the girl that worked there was like, "Oh, it's denim jacket weather," and I was like, "I know, it's so good." So anyway, when we buy our produce and things, gotta put them somewhere. Gotta put them in a bag. And so I got these bags, and they're freaking awesome. Like, very simple. They were really cheap, but they came in 3 sizes. Guess what the sizes are? Small, medium, and large. So this is a large one, and this is a medium one, and this is a small one. Why do I like these so much? Well, I mean, they're just like no nonsense. You know, I was like, "Hey, are you gonna have some nonsense?" And they were like, "No." Yeah, that's it. I just like them. But really, they just work really well. You can wash them. I washed them. It went great. No problems. Also, it lists the weight of each bag on it for like if you're in a store and you weigh things and you can subtract the weight. They weigh so little that I don't know that I would ever like go through the process of being like, "And can you subtract 0.51 ounces, please?" But I mean, maybe I should do that. I also saw in the photos for this pictures of people using them to organize like their kids' toys, like Legos and blocks and things, and I was like, that's smart. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna use it to organize my toys. And I use it to organize all the stuff under my bathroom sink, which was driving me crazy because as a Virgo, organization is key. It's you know, and underneath my bathroom sink had become insane. It was just like a mountain of like, I don't really have a good container for these things. So I had like all my head shaving and coloring tools and things, which the only reason I didn't color at this time was laziness. I shaved it last night and I was like, I don't want to do any more stuff. So I didn't. And now I look really like post-apocalyptic 80s movie, and I'm fine. It's fine. But anyway, I get the Billy razors, and I have so many refills. I really need to be like, pause, stop sending me more. I don't shave my legs that often. It's a rare occurrence. These last me a very long time. And so I put those like in a thing with my like my extras, and I put, I organize my shit. I also have a lot of old hair stuff from when I had hair that I don't necessarily want to get rid of, but I don't use that often. So I mean, this must be fascinating content for you guys. You're like, yeah, tell me more. I want to know what else you have under your bathroom sink. I'll tell you, replacement bathroom garbage bags. It's amazing. Q-tips, you wouldn't believe. So I put all of those things in bags that made sense, and now it's all organized and not spilling all over the place. Much better. So these are good little multi-purpose bags, and they were affordable, and you can see through them. Hey, I can still see you. So yeah. Okay. My next favorite, I'm not even going to lie to you, is a huge fucking deal. Remember a couple months ago when I had a favorite that was that to-do list that I had put in a little folder because they didn't have, like I was still on the hunt for my favorite like to-do list daily planner, and you guys gave a bunch of suggestions. I looked at all of them. Nothing was quite right, although I was like, I see why you suggested this, thank you. I still hadn't found like my perfect thing. And I was running out of sheets. It was that pad that I was using was only 50 sheets. And I liked it, but at the same time, I was like, I know this isn't a perfect system because I don't want to just be putting pieces of paper in this like loose folder. I looked around online again and I found, I think, my perfect planner. I've been using it for 2 weeks now, and I am in love with it. I've never loved a planner this much. The brand is a name. It has a name. And that name looks cool and makes me feel cool to shop there, and yet I don't know how to say it. Papier. It's got to be Papier, right? But that feels insane out loud. Like it doesn't sound, I don't think Papier. 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 It's gotta be Papier, right? Like paper, but EA, because French. Anyway, oh my god, look at how beautiful this planner is. So they have a million different designs. They're all cute. It was honestly really hard to decide which design to get. By the way, I just found it on Google. I was Googling like daily to-do list planner again, and this popped up, and I was like, that's really pretty. And so they have a bunch of different designs. They're all gorgeous. And it comes with free personalization, and it's still shipped in like, I got it within like 6 days from when I ordered it to getting it. So it doesn't cost extra to personalize it, and it doesn't take a long time. And I see their method, which is really smart. Like they have the books, and then they just print out basically like an adhesive page that has the print and your customized name, and then just like wrap it around the already made book. So that's a clever system for being able to offer a lot of designs and a lot of customization of the names. So it's beautiful. It feels nice. The papers are nice and like smooth and soft. It's bound, but it's not hard to open, which I know that sounds like such a minor issue, but I love to nitpick minor issues when it comes to my daily planner. And a lot of the time, bound books like this that are smaller, they don't open that well, and then it's hard to get into the inner bits. And you're like, well, I want to write in the inner bits. Why are you stopping me? So you can put your name, like so-and-so's daily planner. I put Kiki or something's because I don't know what my name is. I'm still having an identity crisis, and that felt the most honest to me. So I wrote Kiki or something's daily planner. It's so simple. It's like just the things that I need, just the way that I would want them, and there's like maybe even like the tiniest little things I would change. So the first page comes with a mind map for like your goals. I haven't filled this in yet because I'm putting some thought into it. And then after that, I don't want to like show you all my personal goals, but there's 3 goal sheets that I'm like, so there's a sheet for each goal. Goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. That got hard to say. There's a box at the top that says what and why that you can fill in, achieve by date, and then 3 little paragraphs. In the next week, blank. In the next month, blank. In the next blank, blank. So I put like, in the next week I'm gonna do this, in the next month I'm gonna do that, and in the next 2 months, so I filled that in with my own timeline and wrote what I'm gonna do. And I filled that out yesterday, and it felt really nice to like get clear again on some more specific things. Also, I believe this is 4 months at a time, and they're daily sheets. So there's a weekly overview and then daily sheets, and it's enough for 4 months, which I was like, that's perfect. That's just the right amount of time for me to like have new things to fill into those spaces. So I'll go to a week that I haven't started yet. So it starts like this: weekly overview. You've got little snapshot boxes for each day. I put in like, you know, whatever notes I have for like things to focus on this week, anything really. And then my top 3 priorities. Honestly, the first week I had this, it was like breathe, exist, and then like an actual thing. Important to-dos overall for the week. I like this because I can write stuff as I think of it, that I'm like, I know I need to finish that. And then as I'm doing my daily to-do list, I can be like, oh, is there anything from the week that I'm forgetting right now? And I can go back and fill it in. This little habit tracker is so perfect. So I'm obsessed with habits. I'm obsessed with habit trackers. I'm obsessed with the book Atomic Habits, and I've talked about it in like 5 different favorites videos. And if you still haven't read it, what are you doing? Go read it. It's an amazing, amazing book. And I do habit trackers every day, but I put them up like on a pin board. What is that called? I don't know. A board on the wall that I put pins in. And I kind of have a few different types of ones right now, and it's getting a little chaotic. So I was like, oh, perfect. Let's put it all right here. So for the week, I have like, I play the guitar, I sing, I do a few different styles of dance that I do like drills for. And those are the main ones that I'm like, every single day I mark those off. So I just list them right here. And then notes and thoughts. For me, on this one, I just put a quote that actually Sam, well, I know it was Sam Ravindell put on her story, but I was trying to remember the exact wording of the quote. It was something like, in between where you are now and where you want to be, there's space to breathe. And I was like, oh, that's, yeah, I should do that. So I like wrote that down because I was like, oh, okay, I'm here and there's things that I want over there, but I can just like breathe in the middle, and that's good, and I should. And then the second part of the weekly overview is just on the menu this week. This is a funny joke. I'll write in like, I'm gonna make fish and rice and do this, and then it's like just gets crossed out. I'm like, take out, pancakes, take out. But it's nice. I aspire to sticking to the plans that I make there. One more little notes page, and then a shopping list, which is really helpful, especially for like purchasing stuff for work, where I'm like, I can't forget that I need to order more of this thing. And then these are the daily sheets. Beautiful. Blank dates. Yes, bitch. don't assume you know my date. Don't assume you know what day it is that I picked this up again. How dare you? So I like being able to fill this in at my leisure. Schedule also blank. Thank you, because a lot of these end at 8 p.m. and I'm like, you know what? I'm a night owl. I'm a lady of the night. I want to do things in the evening time sometimes, like schedule work calls, you know, and sometimes that's after 8 p.m. So I put this little schedule, important to-do list. I like having a top 3, and then the rest of the to-do list, plenty of space here for my busy bee little self, where I normally have. I showed my to-do list to Adela that works for Salt the other day, and she was like, that's a lot of things. But anyway, my only complaint really so far is that I don't like that the important to-do list has a 1, 2, 3 instead of the little circles, because I'm like, where do I put my check mark? Where am I supposed to put my check mark? Check mark. Check mark. Because that's the whole point of a to-do list, is to get to check it off. For the endorphins or whatever you get, whatever chemical you get from checking things off a to-do list, I need it. I need my fix. So this is complicated because it's like, do I put a check, just a stray check on this side when all the other checks are on this side? No, that's what I did the first couple days, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like floating little not perfectly spaced checks over here when all the other checks are over here. It doesn't feel as checked. If I'm not checking a designated check space, it doesn't feel as satisfying. Sorry to tell you. And so I started checking over the numbers, but that's weird too. But it looks better and more uniform. It feels more complete. But come on, guys, give me a little bubble to check. Give me a little bubble. Am I being weird about a planner again? Yes, I am. Am I sorry? No. And then a little note space to write again something to myself like, that just reminded me, I almost forgot to tell you guys, you can include a gift note with your, whatever this is called, planner. And so I included a gift note for myself, and I wrote, I love you, you've got this. So when I got it, it's had a little note for me, and I was like, oh, I love you, me too. So yeah, that's it. So, and then you just have, guess how many? 7 of those pages. Because there's 7 days in a week. I just found a new section, you guys. I hadn't even gotten this far. Goal review. I love that. So I'm guessing that's right at a month. There's a goal review. And then after the 3 goal reviews, there's 1 page for each of the 3 goals. There's a more thoughts and ideas page. Love a blank space, just like my mom, Taylor Swift. And then, are there any more goodies in the back? Oh, so there's just some blank note pages in the back. And then it seems to be there's goal reviews spread out. Okay, so this is oh, and this, so simple and yet very helpful. I'm always like, where am I again? I'm on this page. I know, because there's a page marker. Oh, I'm dropping things. They really thought of everything except give me a little bubble. Give me a little bubble for the important to-dos, okay? For my next favorite, is it weird to recap a previous favorite that was already a reference to a previous video? When I did that top 5 kitchen must-haves video with my brother Jason, he talked about using a pen and paper to write down recipes as one of his must-have things, and then I talked about that in my September favorites video. And I was like, I kind of want to bring it up again just because it's such a simple little thing, but I've been using it so much, and it's really helpful. It's so little, but it's so helpful. When I pull up a recipe for dinner or whichever meal, instead of just looking at it on my phone and then going back and clicking on it and opening it, when he described it in the video, he was like, yeah, you can pull up a recipe on your phone and then be mixing something and then go, oh, how much is, and then open it and unlock and swipe it up again. And he kind of did a funny little thing and he was like, you can do that, or actually don't do that. Just write it down first. And it just doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it does make the whole process just nicer. And he also mentioned that it helps you remember the recipe, which is totally true. And so every time I cook something now, I just pull it up on my phone and then I jot down how much of each thing and the steps. you know, the recipe, and it makes me more intentional about the process. It helps me remember it more, and it just feels nice to not be going like, you know, I like it. It's really, it changes the vibe a little bit of doing it instead of having to like go, what's on my, did I swipe? It's just nice, and so I'm sharing that tip again. I have a second Jason related favorite, which is he sent me something that is so specific to our childhood and so awesome, and I'm using it right now, and it is this Solvang cup in the style of the Friends logo. So we grew up in a series of small towns in Central California, Solvang and Santa Barbara. Solvang is a little Danish community. We're not Danish, but it is like a little Danish community. People like walk in the middle of the street there because they think it's like Disneyland. Like, it's not a real town, but like it is a real town with like public schools. So we're like, can you please get out of the street and walk on the sidewalk? Thank you. It's not Disneyland, but it does look like Disneyland. Maybe you've seen Solvang, actually. It was featured in an episode of New Girl when they were trying to cheer up Jess. They brought her to Solvang because it was like such a magical, cutesy little town. They were like, surely this is a place where Jess will flourish. Anyway, he found a cup that says Solvang and also in the Friends logo. And we were, I mean, just deeply, deeply, deeply obsessed with Friends. So yeah, this is my Friends Solvang mug, and I love it. It's also like a nice mug. He shipped it to me and it didn't break or chip or anything. It's like weighty. Like, good job, makers of this Solvang Friends mug. That's it. Those are my favorites for this month. I will see you guys next week. Also, if you like this video, you can like it. If you want to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to turn on notifications, you can. I think this is the first time I've ever asked that. That sounded like an annoying thing to ask you guys to do before, so I didn't. And then now I've since learned, even just from my own subscriptions, that like YouTube really does not let people know when you upload. So if you want to get a little ding or a little email when I upload because you just like cannot get enough of shopping bags, and I wouldn't blame you, then go ahead and do that. And I will see you guys later. Have a lovely rest of your day. Goodbye.